obviously we're a little behind with the lag on the video quality, but hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm I am playing Jurassic World Evolution in the Sandbox mode for a few moments. I want to show you guys what I've done so far. I just finished the Sanctuary missions, so I was able to get the Jurassic Tour and the drivable Jurassic Tour, which was nice to finally have that to add this into what I've gotten so far. I want to kind of show you my settings real quick. And what I'm playing on. I think it's kind of nice and fair for everyone to see what I'm doing. Not really trying to make it too difficult on myself. I really just want to build a decent park at this point right now. So of course you can see no escapes, no outages, unlimited dinosaur lifespan. Again, I just kind of want to have something I can sit and veg in front of and have a good time playing. Contracts off, cash unlimited. I'll turn that on eventually. Probably make it something small starting off with. And just go to either 0 or low once we get the park finished and ready to start it up. Something that of course I could just sit and just watch the park be. One of the big things also I've done is unlimited feeders, unlimited power, and no failed incubations. A little cheating, I'm going to give it that, but it's also one of those things I want to be able to have some fun and just make the park I guess just fun for me. Disabled the social requirements and the population requirements and the habitat requirements, of course. What I did, though, however, is I'm looking at the dinosaurs, who can have what, where, and how much, and how many. That way, I can, kind of easier to show you. Sorry for kind of giving that up, but the Mutabarosaurus, however you want to describe it, pardon me, does like to have 6 of its own kind. So what I did was, as you can see right there, it's MTT-06. It's have 6 Mutabarosaurus. In this little enclosure here, and we'll kind of do a little walkthrough of the park here in just a moment. Yeah, that's kind of what I was doing there. Want to try and keep it somewhat, I don't know the word I'm trying to look for, but somewhat, I can't even think of the word, guys. Somewhat what you might think an actual dinosaur theme park would be, without actually having dinosaurs here on Earth anymore, unless of course you count our grandparents. So there's that. Apologize if I offended anyone with that comment. My grandmother did die this year. Miss you, Grandma. I'm sure she would have enjoyed that comment. So, kind of give you a little glimpse, aerial view of what I got so far. I'm very happy and pleased with the fact that they came out with kind of the trees and everything. So here I am with a crap ton of trees, mainly because I think it's nice. Same with the rocks. It's a lot prettier than having just the standardized, pardon me, foresting and whatnot. It gives a little bit more of a different feel to it. So I kind of like those. Kind of littered throughout the park. So you're going to see a lot of trees, kind of like this little area here. Not really big on it, but it's something I could change. I could even, if I wanted to, maybe try and put some water in here. In fact, let's just kind of look at that real quick before we go throughout the park. Let's see if we can put some water in here. Trying to spice it up a little bit, make it look a little nice. Give something there. No, terrain constraints, can't do water. Not a big deal. I'm not really too worried about that. So, what I've done though is what I would like Jurassic Park to be if I were in this universe, if I were in this world. So, kind of get started here. Of course, you get off on the arrival point. I went ahead and built 2 hotels, one to your left, one to your right. I like to think that, of course, you could probably access the hotels through here. It is what it is. It's not something that they obviously put in the game. I mean, there's doors looking there. Again, why we couldn't have multiple entry for the hotel like we could on the Innovation Center is beyond me, but hey, it is what it is. So, you come in. I went ahead and did the bigger paths first. I do like having these little things here, the signage and whatnot. But as soon as you walk in, immediately the gift shop and a toy shop in your face. As Cabot Finch would say in the Claire Sanctuary, I gotta monetize it somehow. Monetize it, pardon me. Fast food and a bar for alcoholics like myself. Bowling alley and the clothes shop. Kind of a little main street here. I stuck with the fancy path here in the beginning. Kind of give it that nice feel when you first walk in. So kind of off to your left and right again, we'll have the 2 hotels. One of those things I kind of want the guests, that's their first stop. They're going to put their stuff in the hotel and then they're going to go out and enjoy the park. I've seen a few videos. I'm not going to name drop any names right now with this being really my first stream, but I've seen a few people put their lesser dinosaurs, if you will, on there when you first start. So that's kind of what I did. So let's kind of take a look in our first exhibit here, first viewing gallery. I did the Edmontosaurus and the Stygimoloch here. Of course, you can see some of the trees and the foliage that are from the tree pack and from the actual landscaping. And I went ahead and did a lot of the grassland for the herbivores. It just makes sense if they're going to graze to do something like that. At least again in my mind when I'm trying to simulate this. So I have 2 Dracoryx, 4 Edmontosaurus. Little funny thing, my daughter is huge into, yes, I have a 6-year-old. I'm not really sure why I felt that necessary to let you guys know, but in case anyone's curious, human side of the Immortal 50, I do have a 6-year-old daughter who is my everything. But she is big into the Disney Descendants movies, so I named the Edmontosaurus after the girls in there. These actually are my daughter's favorite animals for some reason in this. So I went ahead and named after all them. So you have Evie, Mal, Audrey, and Uma. If anyone knows who those characters are, thank you for semi-sympathizing with me. But again, a couple of little viewing galleries in order to see the animals here. Pardon me. Excuse me, guys. Just had lunch, so forgive me on all that. So you kind of go from there into the science division, science area. I know that these buildings aren't necessarily required to do anything on this game, at least in the sandbox mode, but I went and put the exhibition center, the science center, fossil center, research center, and I put the paleobotany greenhouse on this. I don't plan on using the paleobotany greenhouse, however, it's just something that I kind of have there just really because. And the fossil zone, I thought that would been kind of a neat little wrap up to this kind of little sciencey area here. There's some more rocks for you as well, and again the ridiculous amount of trees I feel the need to put in there. If you decide to go down the main street, you're going to have, of course, your innovation center, which I think should be the showpiece of anyone's park. That's just my personal opinion. From there, normally I would do lines like this, roads from going out from each source here and try to make it as symmetrical as I could. I decided not to at this point with this one. So kind of throw off my little OCD a little bit, but I think I can let it slide for now. I see a couple people on here, so thank you for tuning into this stream. Definitely appreciate you guys coming in and checking this out. The other smaller paddock that we have here, you're going to have your Archaeornithomimus, Struthiomimus, and Gallimimus. Again, the lesser fun, the lesser extravagant dinosaurs here in the front of the park, just to give everyone kind of a glimpse of what is here in Jurassic World. I've started, of course, as you can see, the expansion on different places. Again, I've seen people do this as well, have their incubation center and their ACU over here. Easier to incubate, get rid of them, move them. So that's what I did with this, kind of back by itself, not away from everybody. I definitely don't want to have some of this different stuff throughout the park. I realize I probably could. If we do a security area, which I may kind of do here in the back, I'll do a ranger and an ACU center, another one back there. But for now, we're just going to kind of leave it with what we got. The second and third paddocks that we have, I have the Iguanodon and the Corythosaurus here in this little area. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to really mess too much with the paleobotany. To me, it really wasn't. At the beginning, it was a good idea, but then realizing that I can't mix dinosaurs like I like and like maybe some other people would like to do, it's not something that is viable and can be easy to maintain. So I will not be doing that at this time. I may eventually put, maybe just do the tall feeders for the Brachiosaur and the Apatosaur and things like that. I did give the Triceratops here. I had them in here as well. I did give the Triceratops a different pattern as opposed to the normal one. I cannot remember for the life of me what they are though, so let's check into that. Of course, I always forget where exactly it is at. Alpine pattern, pardon me. So they're the Alpine pattern, it's kind of nice. Next to that, I'm going to have the Muttaburrasaurus, like I mentioned a couple minutes ago, and the Styracosaurus. Of course, if I screw up these names, I do apologize, guys. It is English is my first language, not dinosaur, unfortunately. But I decided to go again some of the less extravagant, the smaller animals in the front area, to give people just kind of an idea of, oh, this is what they have. I wonder what's later in the park. Normally, when I build mine, I kind of build this way, and I have a lot of my herbivores, all my herbivores that is here, and then do most of my carnivores here. Kind of change it up a little bit. I'm very happy with what I've gotten so far. So here, I think I'm going to go ahead and finish and do more herbivores here with another hotel, or with this hotel, excuse me. Maybe put another 2 here, 1, 2, and maybe even a 3rd and 4th along this back way here. That'll give me, 4, 5, 8 hotels. And then, of course, a couple of more monorail systems for the transport. Not really too worried about that though right now. Anyway, let's come back to the tour of it here. Once you get out of the Innovation Center, normally again I put all these buildings in the front. Let's change the names. I do not like having the numbers back there. I know it seems kind of weird and anal of me, but here we are regardless. Get those changed. Alright, so having a restaurant, the arcade, and the fossil zone were the only 3 that I had not put out yet. I had a fast food restaurant here, but I thought the fossil zone would make more sense in this general area. It's something to where I could even possibly nix this part of the walk here, put a fencing here, that way the Science Center is kind of its own little area. Haven't really quite decided how I'm going to do that. So we'll kind of leave it as it is for now. So yeah, not really sure what I want to do next though. That's kind of the thing. I know I do have the Jurassic Tour. I would like to put that in with the Brachiosaur and things like that, and the Apatosaurus. Have those. I know, like I mentioned earlier, for those who were not here in the beginning of the stream, that I did turn off, everything basically. So I mean, I could have 35 Stegosaurus if I wanted to in a paddock here. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to try to keep it somewhat to their population levels. That's kind of my plan for right now. So before I start incubating, I kind of want to figure out what I'm going to do first in this little area here. Kind of want to keep it smaller animals here on the outskirts of the park. Once you get in, again, you're going to see the bigger dinosaurs, the carnivores, and what have you. I kind of plan on maybe putting the Jurassic Tour here in the back. I just used my hand to show you. You clearly cannot see that. I apologize. Using the Jurassic Tour here. But that remains to be seen. Let's see what we can do with this here first. What happens if we get rid of this little bit here? Do we like it? Still got the path here for that. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull the trigger on doing that and keeping it its own little area. And so I do like using this because it does kind of give a little bit of a different appeal to it. I like using the smaller fence, and that sucks. Is the one downside of the trees. There's building restraints for the trees, which I'll never understand why they did it like that. But it is not up to me to understand, unfortunately. Let's see if I can just pull it off here. And I can't. It's fine. We'll just get rid of my little tree, my happy little tree, to quote Bob Ross. There we go. So the Science Center is its own, or the science area, if you will, its own little area. Let's see if we can maybe put a couple of things in here. See what we can work with. There's a smaller tree there, not a problem. Let's see where they are. I typically lose where they're at, and that's the frustrating part. Ah, I saw some blue. There we go. A little tree there. I am quite content with that. So, let's see what we can do. I'm thinking I would like to go, I'll tell you what, let's look at the dinosaurs, what we got. Because I may end up finishing up this part first, before I do anything else. So that would mean let's get a viewing gallery in here first, kind of see what I'm working with. Again, unlimited power, so it's not really going to hurt me too much. Not having power. I know it's cheap, sorry, but it's where we're at. I definitely want to have kind of, again, more of a fun, just kind of sit and relax and veg playthrough. Which, if any of you are like me, then you can probably sit and play this game for hours on end, and next thing you know, you wake up and it's Tuesday. So, let's get the fencing going. I like using electrified fences. It just gives it, again, a little more of a realistic play to it. Even though I don't necessarily need them, I like having them there. One viewing center here. I really could put another viewing center here in the back of the path here, kind of stretching out this way here. Not really too sure, though, how I'm going to go about that. Not a big deal. Also, I do not like having hills like this. It's just me. But again, here we are. It's what I have to work with at this point. So, the other viewing gallery, we can put that here. That will give us room to extend the paddock kind of this way. Let's do that. That about there. Path. Right here. There's a chance I'm going to put some more trees. I'm big on the trees. It gives it more of a nice, pretty look to it. Here. And call it a day. Completely fine with that. So, get some more fencing in. Not really sure again what I'm going to put in here yet. Maybe the Stegosaurus. That was kind of my idea for my next group of dinosaurs. Not really sure what I'm going to put with them. And want to try to keep, even though I don't have to, want to try to keep to their population requirements the best that I can. Even though this is the sandbox mode. Again, I'm not putting gates on things either, since it's unlimited feeders. It doesn't bother me none, which is nice. Not something I have to worry about too much. Let's extend the path this way too. There we go. I feel a bit better about that. So, enclosure, fencing. Want to go too crazy far out, but again, I want to make sense. So let's end up with that corner over there, if you can see it, to our left. Ooh, don't want to jack that up too much. Tell you what, let's come off of this guy here. Do that. That way, it can give us a better idea of where we're at. That should be that. Yep, wonderful. Alright, so landscaping, let's get some of those happy little trees right here. I know they're going to want them. Here on the back. And then, of course, a watering source. In retrospect, I should have gone ahead and started incubating the animals, but again, here we are. I tend to think towards the end, hindsight is always 20/20. Some water here, and then some grassland. Again, I like having that little bit of foliage. Obviously, they have their feeders. I really don't have to have the feeders, I don't think, but having them here is nice. Let's start incubating before I get too far crazy into this. I do believe the Stegosaurus take 5. So far, again, I got the 3 here. I should actually have this entire bottom 2 rows done. The Allura Titan, the Maiasaur, and the Centausaurus, I plan on using those and putting them in a bigger paddock, because I do believe, I actually took some notes, they can go up to about 25, and so can the Brachiosaur. So I may end up putting the 3 of those in with the Brachiosaur and the Apatosaur and things like that. But, you know, I think I'm going to change my mind. I typically do that quite a bit. The Hyungosaurus, the Chungkingosaurus, the Kentrosaurus, and the Giganospinosaurus. Let's see. 1 of 13, 2 of 12, with a total population of 18. So let's do 2 Chungking. Everybody wake chunk tonight. It's stuck in my head now. So two Chungking, a Hyangosaurus, I believe I said that right. And we're gonna leave that ish there right now, so that's 3. 3 that I know will be fine. 3. Looks like 17 is gonna be a decent number from what I'm seeing here. So I can put the Kentrosaurus and the Gigantospinosaurus in there as well. Well, while that's going up, let's see what else we can kind of move around a little bit. Let's go ahead and give them some things to eat. Feeders. I am the kind of person, I know it doesn't matter because we're not really there, but putting the feeders right in front of the viewing gallery, that way the guests can see the dinosaurs, they can get an up-close look at them. It's what I would want, again, if I was visiting a place like this. Mommy, Daddy, look, there they are, you know, looking out through your viewing gallery, and boom, there's a dinosaur eating some food. So, also, I will try to keep this as much G-rated as I can. If the occasional swear word slips out, I apologize. However, I will do my best. I know there are probably parents who have kids who watch videos, Twitch and YouTube and things like that. I know I would not want my kid watching something with an exorbitant amount of swearing, so I will do my best to keep it a minimum on these, and if I do, I will, if I don't, I will make sure to specify, if you're watching this on YouTube, there is some graphic content in it, and by graphic meaning a swear word or two. So, throw some rocks in here. Does not look like it, and if I can't do it in one, I will not do it in the other. Wonderful, not a problem. So, I like the fact that we can see the view from the hotels now. I do wish it was different though, because from where they station us at, you really can't see the dinosaurs. So we're just going to assume that we can, which is nice. So sorry guys, I'm going to check my phone. Alright, about 22 minutes in the stream. We'll stream for a couple more minutes, and then we'll let it go. I don't want to be too long. I would like to try to break this up a little bit, that way I can kind of play with posting the videos and whatnot, but we'll let these guys incubate and release. Here we go, the two Chungking and the Hyangosaurus, maybe? We're going to call it that. Pretty sure that's not right, but you know what? I don't care. So, the Hyangosaurus. And those 3 are going to go here. No. Tracking complete because I need to be over here, and that's fine. I'm typically, like I told you guys earlier, pretty anal about how I do my park. So the fact that this isn't symmetrical to me, and the fact that I'm okay with it is a big deal. So, and the fact that I'm building kind of a different way than I'm used to. I'm used to having the Innovation Center more centralized here. Again, seeing people do that right about here typically is where I put it, and then build all my shops that way. I don't plan on doing that with this. I will be, you know, littering them, spamming them, if you will, throughout the area, but I'm not too concerned with it at this time. Again, very pleased with how it's gone so far. Tell you what, let's see if we can throw another... Here. No, because of the water. Good. I like the fact that they've actually added that. You can't do these things in water now, which is not a big deal. I can always move the water down if I so choose. Or I can take the path this way and build another paddock here. So we'll see. I may even put some trees and rocks, that way I can kind of divvy this up a little bit. Not a big deal. We got plenty of time. Let's get these bad boys into sleep mode, if you will, into their paddock. So, two Chungking, the Hyangosaurus, and the Kentrosaurus. Probably our last incubation. We'll try to keep this about 30-35 minutes today. Or at least for this one, and then I'll probably stream again in a few minutes and just pretend that it's another day. I got nothing to do today. I am off work, so it's nice. And they're already down. Down goes Frazier. Here we go. Bringing them over here. And third one should be down in a second now. And she is. Alright, we got our 3 there. Let's again look at our genome lab. Well, again, like I mentioned, the Allura Titan and the Cinnosaurus I plan on using somewhere else, as well as the Parasaurolophus, but so it's good to know that I have the Hwang, the Kintro, and the Chunkingosaurus all ready to go. A Pachycephalosaurus, kind of a little turd. Him and the Stygimoloch. Disappointed that I put the Stygimoloch, or no, I did not, I'm sorry. So him and the Stygimoloch I may end up putting here somewhere. I'm not too sure, just a small little area for the two of them, since they don't need that much. Again, I just want to re-emphasize, I know that it's sandbox mode, I know that I've turned a lot of the settings off, but I do want to keep it somewhat realistic for a video game about a time when we've gone and revived dinosaurs. So we can all laugh at that for a moment. Alright. Now we got a little time. Let's do some more scenery. Some rocks. Let's see what kind of rocks we can work with here. There we go. One there.
Confirming asset delivery.
Which is fine. But that gives me a chance to put a tree or two constructed. I don't understand how. I do think, and the building constraints is something that is ridiculous for trees, but here we are. I appreciate that they did something nice for us.
Delivery complete.
Hope people who are watching can hear me just fine. I actually have things muted, so I'm really not sure how loud I'm coming across. So if there is someone here and they're in the chat, please let me know the volume is fine. That would be wonderful. That's something I probably should have said about 25 minutes ago. But here we are again. The Kentrosaurus are about done, and then we are going to move them into the enclosure, and we'll see kind of where we're at from there. Very pleased, very happy with what I got going so far. Again, I'm typically pretty anal about my parks, and I want them to be pretty and awesome. This time I'm just trying to go more for, I don't know what I'm going for. I just know I want to have fun with it. Let's see, are they liking everything? Doesn't matter. They forgot to turn all those things off. So here we are. Creation lab, let's change that name again, get the number off there. I know it's weird. I hope I'm not the only one like that in this world. But 3 Kentrosaurus, and then we'll put them, of course, here. Oh, missing paths up there. Kind of confused me as what the heck was going on. So 3 Kentrosaurus to put in this area with the Hwang and the Chungking. The alpha male. I realistically should have given them different identical skin. My bad. I tend to forget those things and just try to play the game as best quickly as not quickly, but little things like that tend to slip by me. So 2 out's fine. Let's go ahead and get them.
Understood.
Tranquilize. Wait for the 3rd one. As soon as it wakes up, I'm gonna put it to sleep. Have a jerk. Wait for her to pop up here. Eventually. Maybe. Then I release it. I most certainly did not. My bad.
Adding to the list.
And now here we go. Now we'll start transporting them to their enclosure.
Collecting asset.
The other one, 2.
Asset requiring collection.
Her should be ready any moment now. Come on, go down, girl. It's like watching a water flow. There we go. Alright, so
Transporting asset.
Good to go. So we got the 3 in there, 3 Kentrosaurus along with the 2 chunking in our leg. Total of 6. And tell you what, we'll keep it. I'm missing the Giganotosaurus, however you want to pronounce it. It needs 4. Probably end up calling that a day. Wonderful. Four of them there. With the 6 I'm having, there's 10. That'd be more than plenty. In a perfect world, I probably would make that a bigger area. But I would like to try to cram as many dinosaurs in here as I can without really overdoing it.
Asset delivery confirmed.
So we'll get those 4 in there, and then we'll probably call this stream a day for now. I'll come back in about an hour or so and do another stream while I try to get this one uploaded to Twitch and YouTube. So, as I'm sure you can tell, I am playing on the Xbox One. I'm not playing on a computer like I've seen other people play.
Asset delivered.
Please do not hold that against me. Some people do for whatever reason. Xbox, PlayStation, not a big deal. I just like to have fun.
Asset delivery confirmed.
Everybody should just be about ready or already in there. Let's take a gander at everything. You can't tell too much difference between the Kentro and the Chungking, can ya? But of course there is slight variations in the two, not a big deal. Where are we at with our incubations? About 50-some%, that's fine, we'll wait a few more minutes to get those up. Kind of start playing the next phase of expansion here. Let's get a path going from this. Try to keep it as straight as we can without getting too much into it. Wonderful, there we go. Alright. Scenery, let's throw a rock right here, that way I can kind of base my next paddock and next enclosure off of that. There we go. We can even go ahead and throw a fast food restaurant in here. That makes sense to have one here. Hotel, the monorail, and dinosaurs. Let's slam it there. There we go. Awesome. Sweet. Those 2 things go. So I'm thinking again, maybe Stegosaurus here. Let's, for the time being, I don't think we're going to keep it this way. Let's bring our path around like this. Now, it would be nice if they could, if they would acknowledge this as visibility for the dinosaurs. But for the time, they're not, and I will not question them as long as they continue to pump out this game. So,
Visit our new fast food restaurant.
well, didn't mean to do that. There we go, something like this. So let's go just along the lines here. There we go. Like that for now. So I can delete that little bit there. Awesome. Again, let's rename it. I know it's weird and I apologize. But it's what I like to do. So, let's go ahead and start releasing these guys. Get them out into the world. now. Once the third one's fully out, then we'll start
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a giganspine
AC unit to get them taken down. Cannot think of the word for life now, I apologize. So kind of liking what we're gotten so far going. Again, I apologize for this being something that was not shown. However, I wanted to have a kind of little base camp set up. Didn't feel too much pressure on me. Now I feel the pressure of I have to have this looking nice. But regardless, here's this. Again, the little science center. Probably have a little security center somewhere. Realistically, it should be in the front of the park, or maybe more so in the middle. So like this area could be our security area, Ranger, ACU, and the security center here before we do more dinosaurs and build the dinosaurs around it. But not really too sure how I want to do that at this time. I still know that I want maybe even this area here to be one big area here with the Brachiosaur, the Titan, the Cincinosaurus, the Centaurosaurus, holy cow, my bad, and the Parasaurolophus, all right here in this area. But we'll kind of see where we go from there. Still want to make sure I have enough space for some of the predators. Everyone's favorite, of course, the Tyrannosaur. I plan on putting in here the Velociraptor. One of my favorites is Suchomimus. I'll put it in here. And even some of the smaller carnivores, Dilophosaurus, Troodon. I have noticed that the Troodon is fine with the Spinosaurus, so if anyone else didn't know that, you're welcome. And of course the Deinonychus is good with the Indominus Rex. So I would always put the Indominus back here with the Deinonychus, or even the Deinonychus have their own little area. That was my problem at first. I was making the enclosures way too big and not able to put as many dinosaurs as I wanted in here. Now that I've kind of played the game more over the last year or so, I've learned, let's go smaller.
Asset to be collected.
Less is more, kind of a thing.
Picking up asset.
And four.
Acknowledging asset.
Wonderful.
collection
So I'm going to have the 4 there. I hope you all have enjoyed this so far. Probably going to go ahead and call it quits for now. Back on a little bit to continue the stream. I will tweet out what I have. I am new to Twitter, so I'm not really sure my handle, to be completely honest with you. But if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am theimmortal_1. So there you have it. That is my Twitter. Please follow me there. Of course, you have me here on Twitch. I will be uploading this to YouTube. Find me on YouTube. I believe I'm Mr. Immortal 50. Made that a few years ago and just recently found it. So thanks again, and I look forward to streaming for you guys.